Wacky Wednesday hump day. Curls for the Girls Day, baby. How are we doing, folks? Sammy McIntyre back with you as your host of the Move the Chains podcast. How are we doing? It's Wednesday. We're getting close to Friday. Can I get a hell yeah, brother? You sure can. I'm going to stone cold stun you. We're having a good day. So, got a lot, kind of some things to talk about, some interesting stuff to talk about. So, I'm going to dive into the Cowboys today. And the Steelers and just some shit. I can't wrap my brain around why Pittsburgh is what they are. But let me start off at the top. So, the Bears right now, as I'm recording this, they have interviewed Mike McCarthy, the Packer coach, Cowboy coach. They have interviewed him. And Ben Johnson's name's out there, even though Ben Johnson's in the playoffs, the Lions offensive coordinator, who the Raiders, I don't know what they're doing, but they might get Ben Johnson. Who the hell knows? But all I know is Mike McCarthy's interviewing at the Bears. And to all my Bear fans out there, don't be mad at that hire. Because if you get Mike McCarthy, here's three things you're going to get. Number one, you get a winner. Okay? You get a proven winner, 12 out of 18 years, been in the playoffs. I was thinking about this tonight at the gym, and I was driving today, is that the 8 times he's missed, and I remember this clearly, was he missed it in Green Bay, 06, 08, 17, 18. That's it. So 4 times out of from 06 to 18. So 12 years, he made the playoffs in Green Bay. And then he made, obviously, the last 3 years in Dallas. So that's pretty great. And he won a Super Bowl, so he's not a bum in here. And the other thing that Mike McCarthy gets credit for, and this is the second point I'm going to get to, and I heard this today, was he makes every quarterback better. He got Brett Favre, the legend, playing his best football near the end. That last year in Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers ascending, cleaned him up, period. Got him a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, who should never have been in the MVP race, made him look relevant and made him play really good football. And then Cooper Rush was relevant. I mean, he made him decent, like 87 passer rating and had a winning record. So obviously Mike McCarthy knows what he's doing. And they had the second overall offense in Dallas with him at the controls. Now, we can all argue and say the clock management, all that stuff, I get it. But if you're looking at a pure winner, out of all the guys out here, that's proven, that's been there, done that, you want Mike McCarthy. And I would too. Listen, I know the Bear thing, and I heard Danny Parkins, who's a Chicago guy, whatever. He can think what he wants, whatever. He can kiss my ass for all I care. But he has an opinion, it's fine. He called him an overrated fraud. Okay, I'll push back a little bit. Okay. He took his Green Bay teams to the playoffs a lot. Okay? And he won a Super Bowl. He ain't a bum. Okay? A lot of times, for me, I can't bang on McCarthy for that. And in Dallas, like my dad said tonight, he's glad as fuck he got out of Dallas. Now I'll get to them in a second, because they're just, Jesus Christ. The gift that keeps on giving with Jerry. But the third thing with the Bears is, so I mentioned the first two. So you get a winner, you get a guy that makes the quarterback better, and your offense is always better. So he's going to invigorate that period. You have defense already planned. Now, could you bring in Robert Saleh? I don't know what the Bears are going to do defensively. Now, whether they kept whoever the coordinator was, we don't know. So keep an eye on the Bears getting McCarthy, because I think it's the right move to do. And I just feel like they need something. And it's a safe hire, that's fine. The Bears just need to stay, like, to get off, stop crashing every time. Because I'm looking at this, I wrote down this thing today. The teams without a playoff win in the last 8 years. Steelers, Dolphins, Raiders, Panthers, Cardinals, Broncos. You guessed it, Bears, Jets. So Chicago needs something juicier. And listen, you can hire a whiz kid. But here's what my other theory on this is, if they hire McCarthy. You get Mike now. Caleb's still on that rookie contract. You keep him for a couple years. Get 8, 9, 10 wins. Get in the playoffs. And then that second contract with Caleb Williams, then you go hire a whiz kid. A Liam Cohen, somebody like that. So that's what I would do if I'm the Bears. Just to recap, go get Mike McCarthy. It's the best thing to do. So the second thing I wanted to touch on was, it's great having you guys in tonight, is so the Cowboys are going to interview Deion Sanders. Okay. So, the Cowboys. Jesus. They are interesting. Jerry, I don't know what it is. He beats his own drum. I think he's Al Davis 2.0. If they bring on Deion Sanders, they will be interesting and relevant, which Jerry loves to do, even when the Cowboys suck, and they've been sucking for 30 years. We'll see what happens. Now, the downside to this is, and I think if you bring in Deion, this situation's awful. It's not a great situation. Because you got one receiver, you got a meddling owner, you have a quarterback who's paid like A+, but he's a B quarterback, getting A money. That ain't it. No run game. Roster shitty. All these contracts. I don't know why the fuck they do this, Jerry. But they just hold on, wait till the last second to get the contract. So I don't know what the fuck to do. So it's very interesting because then you got to buy out Deion because he's in college. Now his buyout's $8 million, and I heard people today close to the Cowboys, I think it's Matt Mosley covers them and other people, was that Jerry doesn't do buyouts. So it's very interesting to keep an eye on what happens in Dallas because I still say it's crazy. No way you become the Cowboy head coach, you got to accept the fact Jerry Jones is going to have an ego. And he's going to talk all the time. Way too much. I'm a talker, but I know my spots when to shut up and when not to. But the Cowboy situation is just the gift that keeps on giving. Fuck around and find out. Stupid shit surprises. And that's what I feel like with the Cowboys. I don't know what happens with the Cowboys. We'll see. Because I heard they were trying to interview Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, but they can't right now because they can do interviews, obviously, but what's that going to happen? So we shall see what happens in Dallas. So today, I heard a story today with the Pittsburgh Steelers. A big brand that has fallen hard times. And Steeler fans are going to hate me for saying this, but I don't give a shit. So I saw a stat today. So Mike Tomlin came out, and he basically said, I don't have a quarterback right now. We don't know who it is. Okay, that's progress. It's on your roster. But what are you going to do? Because you're always are like 10 wins enough not to get the top guy. So do you fuck around with Sam Darnold? Do you do something else? You're in a shit show. And this organization is going to remind you of it in 1 second. They're becoming the New York Giants. Hear me out. Family-run businesses, legendary quarterbacks who got you Super Bowls, Big Ben, Eli, in the same draft class. And ever since then, they have been a shell of themselves. Now, the New York Giants say, we're stable, man, we're stable. Bullshit. You're the Jets stable. You're dysfunctional as hell. Stop. You're the mirror edge of them. Excuse me. But Pittsburgh, the one thing that they do have is stability. But in my eyes, that's hurting them more than it's helping them. And I said this before, I think last offseason, but I said it this year. They are the Giants. Steelers are. If you think about it, they won when they had Eli. They won when they had Phil Simms and Hostetler. And the Steelers won Bradshaw, Big Ben. There was a lot of men in that middle. And I just think with the Steelers. And then I'm hearing today, George Pickens, your star player, he shows up late to a game? What is this? Are you shitting me? You want to talk about leader? Bullshit. The guy's just talented. And once again, Mike Tomlin, you took a flyer on these character guys. Really? Okay, yeah, AB's an outlier. Okay. How's George Pickens doing? You know what he is? He's a shitbird. You keep letting it happen. Where's the leadership on this team with Pittsburgh? Where is it? Because the head coach sure as shit ain't doing it. And shame on you, Mike Tomlin. You need to go. It's time to move on, Pittsburgh. Grow a pair of balls. Be a man. Make the move. It's time. Mike Tomlin, thank him for his services. Goodbye, you won a Super Bowl. Okay, move on. But God, it just every time with Pittsburgh, it's like this, it just drip, 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 drip. And they just, every year it's the same shit. And you know something with the Cowboys and Steelers? They're very prideful. And I don't blame them. Listen, I'm a guy, I'm very prideful. That's what we do. I don't know how it is with ladies, but for gentlemen like us, we're very prideful. We got egos. I get it. I got it. But it comes a point in time where you got to move on. You need a new juice. You need new fresh blood in there, man. And Mike Tomlin, we get all that. But this winning season shit, that's not good enough. You know, the Packers are named after Title Town. Their goal is Super Bowls. And they got a vision. They got something to lean on. What the fuck does Pittsburgh lean on? I got an answer. It's called nothing. Get one and done again. So, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers fans can complain all they want. Oh, we're not the Giants. Oh, no, they're trash, man. No, Pittsburgh, you're becoming that. You're becoming garbage. And like I just mentioned, teams without a playoff win last 8 seasons. You're number one in that. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's think that through for a second. The Steelers have no playoff wins the last 8 years. None. Like in holes. Zero. Inexcusable. And where are the leaders at on the Steeler team? I keep hearing about Cam Hayward and TJ Watt and all these guys. Why are they not holding people accountable? Shame on Pittsburgh, man. And I just think it's time to move on. You're becoming the Giants. You really are, Pittsburgh. You don't like saying it, but hey, the Giants have one thing on you. It's a playoff win, and they got it a couple years ago, and you didn't. How you like me now? How you like them apples? So, I went a little bit far tonight with all my stuff, but hope you guys are doing well. Stay tuned throughout the weekend. We got a lot of good games coming up. We got the college football playoff Monday night. Let's go. Stay tuned throughout the week. Keep tabs on all my social media tonight. Hit the like, subscribe, share button. And adios. Have a great night. Happy hump day. Curls for the girls. Adios.